There was a Calavini Island, like that. They took me there.
Calavini Island, beautiful,
stunning. And I was just like, but the French own it. And
I was about to get to that.
I don't like that shit.
A bit annoying.
I don't like that shit. It was a little.
So there's an island within, an island off of the main.
Little islands. So it's not the main like big island, but there's little islands.
Yeah.
Tiny ones, but like, with like one house or whatever on it.
Oh, okay.
It's stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's owned by rich people.
Yeah. Like rich whites. Go
Really?
Because they always do that. You know when they say like they're going to buy an island and you know, you're like, well, how are you just buying a landmass and being like, this is my island?
But that's what they do.
That's what colonizers.
Yeah. It's in
they
their
got the
DNA.
blueprint.
They can't help it.
Yeah.
I swear, like, aren't they?
What?
I can't remember what country it is, but there's this group of white men that are basically forcing the country to use Bitcoin because they bought it. And is it?
Oh, they had it on the dock. I had it on a dock at one point.
They're forcing
Is an African?
No, come on, this is crazy.
American.
Okay, they're doing something in one of the African countries as well in that similar kind of behaviour.
Yeah.
Like because they don't care. It's like to make themselves rich, and they just like you got to do what I say. Once money's involved, and they're
so they basically bought it, and now they're like, this is mine.
Well, that's what they do. I mean, come on. That's what they do.
I'm too young for this shit.
Okay. Welcome to Extra Aunties. I'm Auntie AK, the auntie of all aunties, and I'm here with...
I'm Farah, your resident Caribbean queen.
I'm Nana, aka the Black Fairy, aka Dark and Lovely.
And I'm all things sugar and shade Sade.
Hey! And if you've been with us since the main show, then you will know we are joined by a very special queen. Or she's family, for real.
Yeah.
Miss Estelle!
I am wonderful.
You are wonderful.
Yeah, this is fun. It's a good time.
It's a good time. You've been getting stuck in with us. First and foremost, we have shown you who our enemies are this week. Who are you? Who is your enemy of progress? It could be a people, person, places, or things.
Oh goodness. It could be people. It's people who are against joy. You know, people who find everything wrong with everything. There's no consideration for other people. I'm not good on when you're having a good day or you intend to have a good day, and you have not even just that friend, but just people who are like, well, cheer up, it might never happen. Say some shit like that to you. That's just like, why did I wasn't even going down that road. How did we end up here in this cul-de-sac of sadness? And you come across those people a lot, and I feel like you come across them personally. To me, I feel like you come across them to test your joy, to test your real intention about your joy. But those people are the enemy of progress.
How do you block them?
Block them? I take a break and I allow them to sit with what they've said.
I like that.
Did you hear yourself? Are you all right? You having a good day today? Let me give you some joy. That's always my response. You having a shit day, huh? What happened? And if I can help. And most of the times they just need someone to hear them or to and sometimes I have the time, sometimes I don't. But for the most part, it's like they need someone to hear them, affirm them, and sometimes a rub on the back, a handhold will take all that energy off of them. And I find that's my way of doing it, but it doesn't make me like them or the way they come to me with it, but I understand that that's part of my purpose. That's why I'm here a lot of the time.
Are you warm and affectionate?
Sometimes.
What's the percentage?
Increasingly 60-40.
Okay.
Increasingly,
for affection.
I'm perfection. I'm becoming way more warmer because I walk up on people and I kind of take a minute before I start telling them how they should feel or reacting to how they should feel.
So when were you more?
When I was less, when I was younger. Oh my God.
Why? What were you like?
I was very much like, get away from me.
Really?
I was like, don't touch me, get away from me. Now, I still need my personal space. I still like, don't put too much. Don't ask me, and I ask people, can I hold your hand, before I do that. But I was very much like, ew, don't touch me. I need 5 feet of space at all times. I didn't like people physically on me in my space or assuming or doing too much. This is just weird to me. It's like,
was that from like young or specifically in going into entertainment?
As a child. I was quite stoic. I was quite like just listening. I used to sit quietly. And so it kind of was a developed behavior. Okay. Now I realized it wasn't really who I was. I actually want to be in it and I actually enjoy people and I like joy and I'm happy and I'm, but I like to also observe, the moment and I just give the touchy-feely and the joy and the cuddles away freely, you know, I wait for a minute, and sometimes, you know, and it's needed sometimes. In the situation, it's needed.
I hear that. And you're one of 9.
One of 9, yeah.
Was that your kind of, not defense mechanism, but was that like, okay, how did you navigate
That
being
is a
one
lot.
of
Where
9?
in the 9
Yeah,
are
where
you
are
as
you?
well?
Second oldest girl.
Okay.
6 girls, 3 boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're the oldest girl. Okay, so
firstborn
you're
daughter.
so
Second mum.
you basically
Second
have that
mum.
same like an
Yeah.
oldest.
So I had
oh.
to be a parent. Like, I had to be a parent my whole life, and it took a great amount of unlearning and just living my life to just become me. You know? Yeah.
Makes sense.
Was that difficult? Also,
go
was
on.
that difficult though? Because like I feel like there's definitely a lot of pressure on like oldest daughters and that sort of thing. Like pursuing your career and kind of like not taking on that kind of like second parent role. Like
It doesn't leave you until you decide.
Yeah.
Until you decide, okay, it's been some, over the past 5-6 years, like we was talking offline about my family. And the last album was pretty much an ode to my mum and my dad. It told their story. It was Lovers Rock.
Okay.
And it coincided with the film coming out. And I was like, this is the film of the book, the album I wrote. So
The Steve McQueen.
movie, yeah. But it for a long time, my mum never put it on me, but you don't take what they say, you take what you see.
Yeah.
Right? So as much as she was like, go live your life, and she said it to me multiple times, I was still like, no, I have to be the example. No, I have to worry about what my sisters are doing. And I took it on. And then after a while, my body was like, too much, entirely too much. And my voice went. And my body was like, no, chill out, sit down. And so after that, at that point, I was like, it might be me, because she's not asking me to do this shit. It's definitely me.
You're taking it on.
Yeah.
So where did your stars start shining within that?
The family.
Being in the family. When did you be like, okay, actually?
It's always been there.
With your being stoic, and then you're like, but look at
Well,
me.
no, it didn't show like that. It was like, I was always the one that knew all the backgrounds, all the harmonies.
Okay.
I knew what this artist was doing there. I knew all it, I was that child. But never took it like, oh, I should be the star, guys. I was boosting my cousin or boosting my sister or like, you do this and you did that. All right. My cousin had the dancing down. I had the harmonies. All right, no, but don't sound like that. It sound like this. All right, quiet time. Like I was that girl. So I knew I had something, but I didn't think it was going to be the thing until everyone stopped. And I was the only one passionate about doing the thing.
Okay.
I was like, well, I think I should just do the thing.
How old was you?
I was like 17.
Okay.
Wow.
17.
Were your parents like, okay, you can do this?
My mom was like, have a backup.
Okay.
It took a while for her to tell me I was good, and I needed to hear that at a certain point.
Yeah.
Her thing was like, I thought you knew you was good. Like, why you need my cosign? You've been doing it. And I think, but as a child, you need to hear, yes, my child, go for it.
Self-determined. This isn't your parents being like, oh my God, we've got a child with a talent here. You're
dad-
doing it all.
Yeah, I was powered by Estelle and God. It was me and God in these streets. My dad, I find out down the line, is a drummer. He plays mad instruments. Toured with Dennis Brown, Bob Marley, a bunch of people.
Oh, wow.
And I'm still finding out that he was a session musician and it's in our blood. Like our family's in music, but I didn't know all of this 'cause I didn't grow up with him.
Okay.
I didn't learn any instruments. I just knew what I knew, and I know what I need to hear. I know how to. Rhythm is one thing with me.
Yeah.
Like, physically playing, I could, like
You
so
play
knowing.
instruments yourself?
No, I play nothing but my voice.
Okay.
And maybe I playing. I can listen and be like, this is it. I can figure this out, but I'm not the girl that's like. Meanwhile, my dad's like, da, 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 da. He plays everything. I think it's genetics as far as like just knowing music.
Right.
And that's as far as that goes. But I just knew there was something in there for me that I could do and I had to do. It made me feel happy. It's the one thing I could do. I read books. I was quiet. I was in my head. I was alone. I was a quiet child. But music was I'm gonna sit listen to Mary J. Blige and da, 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 da. She's in her room for 3 days and where is Estelle? She's upstairs listening to music. And I was really there. That was it.
And who were the artists that were driving you? Like when you were like, you said Mary, but like who were you just like, I'm
every gospel artist you could think, because we was in church for a while.
Okay.
Mary J, Missy, SWV, Blackstreet, Jodeci, all of those.
Just all of those, yeah.
Dennis Brown, Nina Simone, then my mum and my granny and them were obsessed with Yusundur.
Okay.
Oh, really?
When he came out with Nana Cherry and all that, they were so proud. It was like, that for this.
Yeah.
Like, it was so like, that's it, And then, you had everybody playing Zouk Makossa, everything at the house. My auntie was playing Luther Vandross and Stevie Wonder and all of them. And so it was just everywhere.
Just musical.
Yeah. And then I found Ella Fitzgerald maybe when I was like 13, 14. And I was obsessed.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
why Ella? What was it about her?
Well, I found the tape at my friend Natalie's house. And I was like, she looks classic. It's just interesting, And she said it was her granny's tape. So I said, can I listen to it? Listen to it. And I was obsessed because her voice was like butter, silk, a trumpet. I don't know how she made these sounds and had my headphones on, like, on the back of the school bus, like, being a whole old head at 13, 14, 15. And I just was stuck with it. And so she's like my barometer.
Yeah.
Vocally, if I get to a point where I can do that.
Are you still trying to get there?
Last album. That'd be the last album. That'd be Lost Body Music. I've done it. It's fine. I've done it now. It's good, guys. You heard it. Nah, you heard it, right? Go.
What was going on in the UK? Because obviously you've named a whole bunch of American and world music. And then, I shouldn't even say world music. But
the world,
but what was going on in the UK, because we know notoriously the UK not highly favourable of black women anyway, and it was hard to break out, especially with the Americans dominating, especially at that time. Everything was American. So who were your?
There were some, as I forget to mention them, but there were some. There was Aswad. There was Soul to Soul. As I got older, there was of course Moni Love and Yaz.
Yes. Oh my God, I love
Yaz. For real.
Yes,
I actually, that was my track.
That's Mel and Kim.
Mel and Kim, my bad. Yaz was, way is up? There you go, my bad. Yeah.
Mel and Kim were amazing.
That's right. Whole soul, me and my cousin were Mel and Kim. Us.
Yeah.
So
I think every little girl did a dance to Mel and Kim.
Fully. That was my...
And you mentioned Nana Cherry, that was my girl.
Yes, I loved her.
Then as we get older, it's Gabrielle.
Yeah.
It's Desiree. It's Misha Paris. And I get a little older, it's Hill Street Soul, it's Beverly Knight, it's Kelly the Rock and Shola Ama.
Yeah.
So like they were all there, and they were all around, but they made me see.
How did you actually break into? Because you said at 17 something, you were just like, no, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. So what did you actually do?
Well, I didn't make it. I didn't break.
No, but you did something.
To a couple years later. Yeah. But at 17, it was like everyone was like, I'm good. I'm going to get a job, or I'm going to go study, or I'm going to do something else. My cousin had a baby. She was like, I turn up, have fun with that. Like, I'm going to raise this child. And I was like, we're all going to raise the baby, but I'm going to sing. But like, I think it was just, this makes me happy. I've tried to get a job. It's not happening. Like I applied to McDonald's and never got a reply.
I mean, same.
I feel like it was protection of myself.
Yeah.
Also.
It was protection.
But it was very much like, none of these things are working. I would go to all the youth clubs, or I would go to like perform at different events. It was love. It was so much like, you're actually really good. And that kept being the thing. So I was like, well, I'm just going to keep doing these youth clubs, and I'm going to keep doing these shows and whatnot until...
Were you writing?
Right.
And was this singing
and singing?
Or rapping?
Both.
Both, yeah, okay.
The rapping came into more focus when I was maybe 19 at Deal Real. I used to work at record shop.
Oh, yeah.
Remember them days? Did you go down there?
I walk, every time I'm in London, I kind of walk past the street
I know, it's like nostalgia.
it was here. It was a pedicure shop now. It was here.
Honestly, like that was
wild.
Who was in it, like in Deal, just to have a Deal Real moment? Like who were you around, and like especially going down and performing with or around?
So Pete Real employed me.
Yeah.
Like the original Deal Real. Pete Real employed me. I walked in there looking for Mace. Horse and carriage.
Did you? Oh my God.
And he said, let me show you some real hip hop. I was like, I know, but I still like horse and carriage. But play me some things, okay. So, and he was like, you want to work in here on a Saturday? And I was like, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Just got, that would be my dream.
It was, I was like, who are you telling? It was my dream. And I was like,
I'd be so jealous.
vinyl for days.
Yeah.
It was him. It was Fallacy was one of the early people. He was a rapper that I used to work with. Just was one of my friends. And then it was Shorty Blitz and Big Ted were there. They was there early. And Fallacy would tell me, because I was rapping along to everything. I ain't a musician. You're in the land of records.
Yes.
I'm sitting there just playing, oh, this is new, whoever, this is new, whatever rap record came out, I was like in it. And he was like, I know you write your own raps. I was like, a little bit at the house. He was like, write your raps and bring it to me like next week. I was like, well, okay. I wrote it and brought it the next day. I was very excited
Well
about
done,
it.
well done.
I was like,
Stay on it.
bars. And he was like, no, you're actually good. You should keep doing this. Keep trying it. And so when they have their open mics, I would grab the mic a little bit and be embarrassed and then go back and hide. And then it was just more, every time everyone saw me, they were like, no, let her.
Yeah.
So
Where's the style?
Where's the style? Like, And I would get up and you build your confidence and you build your skill from that.
So it's your stomping ground. That's where you kind of cut your teeth.
Del Real, what was it, Subterranea,
Hey,
God,
chat
yeah.
about.
Jazz Cafe.
Yeah.
Okay, like all of that. Did all of that all the time consistently. And then I had another job at Darker Than Blue, which was a ahead of its time Black culture website.
I think I remember.
Yeah.
Darker Than Blue.
Darkerthanblue.com.
I don't know this.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was so far ahead of its time. It lasted maybe 2 or 3 years. And Fusion, who's like a journalist, Fusion hired me.
Wow.
Fusion said, come over here. He saw me rapping and doing the things, and he saw I was struggling. Struggling. Wild times. I was working, doing everything I could. But he also saw me on the open mic scene, and he was like, come have a job. I was like, yeah, really? He's like, come have a job, but also do your thing.
Yeah.
And he employed me as the gigs editor at Dark and the Blue. And so I went and I did that, and I'll be in the clubs doing my open mic and reviewing the clubs at the same time.
Wow.
So it was like a good little moment. But it was all of that that helped me to kind of like get into it.
Yeah.
The break happened maybe one of my other Saturday jobs before Dark and the Blue.
You started
You had
working.
Saturday jobs,
How many
My
was
jobs.
it was
Marks
a
and
job.
Spencer's. It was
Oh,
at Marks
yeah.
and Spencer's. And I think DJ Skits
Oh, wow.
had seen me at all the different open mics and was like, someone had told him I was good and called me to do domestic science. And I wrote my raps on the bus on the way. I didn't know what I was walking into beat wise, but I knew Skits likes bass lines. That's his reggae bass lines is his thing. He'd done Dedicated, I think, is a song with Rodney P. I was like, okay, it's gonna have some bass line to it. I know I can. It's like it's reggae. I got this easy. And I got there, and Temper and Wildflower were there, and they put their raps down already, and they was just waiting for me. And I was there like, well, wherever they put my rap, I know I have to body it.
Yeah.
I know I have to be the best. And they left my rap on third, which means you did the best verse. I was just like, okay, thank you guys in my little uniform. I'm going to go home now. Took the bus from north to west.
Hold on, were you in your M&S uniform when you did it?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
We need pictures.
No. Never. The blue skirt. My little grey jacket, blue skirt.
Oh my God.
Headscarf on. It was crazy. But that was the break. That was the point where it was like, you did a record with some of the best people in the UK.
Yeah.
People might know you after this. I was like, all right, cool. No, in my head I was like, yeah, that's good, but okay. Then Black Twine called me after that came out, and he was like, I have this song, I've written the chorus, you come put some verses. I was just like, yeah.
It's Black
Yeah. Because all these guys were guys I used to just see, and they knew me, but like they didn't have any incentive to give me a space. Like, it's another girl rapping.
Yeah.
And I went in, same thing, probably in a uniform of some sort, put the verse down, left out, and it became Trickster. Shot the video. I used to carry my family around with me.
Yeah, you did.
Everyone was in every single video.
Yeah.
To the point they were like,
like safety, just having people having your back. Why did you have them with you?
it was fun.
Yeah, just.
It's fun, yeah. And that's where we were all on this journey at that point, you know? Like, so yeah, they could come. Yeah, they had fun too.
Yeah.
Like, they saw me. They literally see me. They was at my shows. They was, like, we'll come you know, like bigging up whatever I was doing, they was around.
So you family first before friends?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I live with them. I like them at the house.
Yeah, okay.
The quote Michelle said to her kids, "We love you at home."
Yeah.
Her mom said that to her. "We love you at home. They don't have to like you out there. We love you at home."
Okay.
It's that with us. Like, you don't have to like
How
me
was
outside.
it moving from England
To there?
LA?
We jumped.
I know, but it's because she's talking about family. But
Yeah.
we're not gonna. We can get back to that, but it's just.
For sure.
Was that hard for you?
At first, I missed them. That was tough. But then I started coming back every 2 months for promo. And everyone was like, "Oh, okay, and she'll be back.
Yeah.
She's back again, guys. All right, you see her this week." And it was busy too, so the time was cherished. Like it was like, "Oh, I get to see them." And I'm gonna go and be in 5 other countries the minute I leave town. So I missed them. And then we figured it out when I had more personal time where they would come and spend time.
Yeah.
And it's more of a holiday because I was in LA. So it was like 2 weeks of my whole family. And I was like, oh God, all right. Like, I love you, but like also,
You can go back home.
I'm going to work, guys. I'm leaving.
You know, I've actually got a job to do.
Right. But then it flips because then I had time off and I would come and my mom would be like, why are you here still? Are you still here? Like,
So when
it's fun.
your first big record came out,
yeah. Which one?
1980,
Yeah.
when that came out,
Yeah.
and the response to that, it just blew up everywhere you went. Like how was that for you?
I was working. Like
Marks and Spencer's?
No. I was working the record.
Oh, we can't keep
We're giving Marks and Spencer too much promo. Relax.
Was that?
2003.
I was going to say
Okay.
1980. Not really.
So with records, you work it the year before.
Yeah.
That it pretty much is almost 6 to 8 months out of the year that you're working that record, as in like going to every radio station. They're plugging it left, right, and center. You're traveling up and down the country. There is no sleep. You have to be on and look good at every turn. You have to sing. You have to rap. You have to do whatever you're doing at that point. And so while it was blowing up, I was like at every station going, "Hi, my name's Estelle. I have this song." Like, and I was really like presenting it, so I couldn't quite see it coming.
Okay.
And then when the album came out and it did its thing and it went to, I was just happy to have had the album release party with all of my people.
Yeah.
And my mum and dad were in there. I was dancing on tables.
What venue did you do it at?
No, go over this, the VIP. Don't watch me dance.
What venue was your album
Oh,
release?
freak! It was what's that club? Is it down Piccadilly, on the corner of Piccadilly, off of no, off of
Club?
no, it's like a is it my girl Vanessa knows. Hold on. So Piccadilly Circus, Oxford. Is it Oxford Circus or Regent Street?
No, that would be Regent
Where
Street.
10 Rooms was.
No, not 10. Close to 10 Rooms, but not 10 Rooms.
Oh.
And it's like and you had to go downstairs.
Yes.
So in the building to get into it, like into the foyer, and then you take it. I know the name of it. I can never think of 10 Rooms.
No,
Not 10 Rooms.
I can
There's 10
only
rooms,
think
and
of 10 rooms.
there was another club near.
There's
10
another
Rooms.
club
There was
near
another club
on the
near
way to 10 Rooms.
10 Rooms was very hot. Like you could.
And that was quite small, but that was upstairs.
That was upstairs.
Are you sure it's not gas?
Nah,
sure
not
it's
Gas
Gas
Club.
Club? No?
Nah, it was bougie. It was one of the ones like they never used to let nobody
not
in.
Trafalgar Square. No,
Piccadilly.
Leicester Square.
What's that one called?
Right by Leicester. Right by.
What is that?
No, not
I
Leicester
feel like
Square.
I actually, it's gonna bug me because we're
It's
gonna go
gonna-
home and
No,
I'm gonna
it's
be like,
not
it's that one.
Hanover.
No.
It's just downstairs.
Downstairs.
It's Royal something, or it's like you go.
I know where you're
Cafe
talking
Royale.
about.
Cafe Royale. Cafe Royale.
Okay.
Yeah. So you go into that building and you go.
Yeah.
And I have pictures on the
But
stairs.
Cafe Royale was the venue.
Yeah.
It was stylish.
Go on.
We did the 18th day release party there.
fun.
That shit
Go on.
was-
I wasn't invited.
It's a good time.
Did you say I wasn't even? No, was I?
What's that? Oh.
We weren't there.
Wait, no, we did the 18th day there, and we did Shine there. We did like 2 or 3 for the 18th day. There's a lady.
Wow.
This is the part because I like. There's another lady called Simone, and she left us. She passed away.
Presiando.
Hold on, wait.
Presiando, yeah. That's
That's
what
what
I
I
read. That's what I read.
Simone.
What Simone did?
Simone did the party.
Oh,
for them.
Do you know what?
Silly.
This just keeps coming around, doesn't it?
Oh, bless her.
Yeah,
man.
man.
I was fucking. That hurt my feelings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Everything. God bless her soul, man.
Sim.
She's cousins with my DJ at the time.
Okay.
Smasherelli.
Oh, okay.
Smash. So yeah,
Yeah,
the world gets
yeah.
tinier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she saw us working, and so she did one of the release parties for us, and it was just very like holy shit. Like, you know, like she put her heart, she was building her PR and her events company.
Yeah.
She put her heart into it. It was like bags. It was like, it was just, she had T-shirts, they had the girls, and I was just like, you know, like such beauty and such love and such effort into that, man. Like I'll never forget that party. You know, and so that was a moment, and my whole family were there. Everyone was a turn up, big party.
So what was it like? What was the climate like for music wise from the UK again? Because you blew, but there was like and I think when you blew, I was working at Channel U, I think, at the same time. So there was the movement was kind of growing in or reshaping itself, but your sound was a bit different than some of the other girls that were doing stuff. Was that intentional?
Yeah, and I wasn't comparing, and I wasn't listening to them going, let me do this. I liked what I liked, and I rapped on what I rapped on, and sang on what I sang on, and that was me. And I wasn't like, one thing I didn't like that producers would keep doing was looping. There's no melody, there's no nothing in it, and I sing. And every time I do a rap, I'm gonna give you a hook, singing hook, because no one wants to hear bars on bars on bars on bars on bars.
I loved when 1980 came out.
Thank you.
For so many reasons. Because it was just like I could picture, because I'm from West London. Don't know if I said that, but I could literally picture where you were, because I've got family that live in West Kent Estate. So I was like, as you were talking about it, I was like, this is wild. Like crazy. She could be my family.
And here we are.
Look at God.
You discovered that Barrett is my actual cousin. Real talk. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
No, definitely.
But it resonated so much.
It really did.
Thank you.
And the
a
sound
1980s
itself,
baby.
yes.
Well,
Exactly.
can't claim that, but you can.
Like
you can
literally,
hold
it's
that.
like it was such a celebration, and even when you said about 89, and on my estate, I don't know what happened in 89. I can't remember now, but we used to say doing it in 89. I don't know what took place. So when you actually even mentioned 89, I was like,
Why did she know this? What's she talking about in 89?
When you mentioned LA Gears, I was like, I remember LA Gears.
I loved my LA Gears.
Me too. I love them.
It's just an anthem for our age that there wasn't anybody really doing that.
And not
really.
sounding how you sounded either.
And
like it was fresh.
You were just us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just like seeing yourself reflected back, like the whole look, everything. It's just like, that's what I wear.
Yes, right?
It was that.
It was just very
stupid claim to fame. One of my exes was like, "Are you rapping?" And I was like, "I'm gonna be stupid." He goes, "No, but I saw this video and I thought it was you." It's like, Estelle. I was like, "Okay, I'm dining on that."
I said, I'm in now. This is it.
I look like Estelle. Estelle. And for the representation, it's like, yes, a dark skinned girl with short hair.
Thank you.
You like me, just to say we look like
we
each other.
cousins.
Okay, cool, we're twins. But it was also that kind of level of
It meant a lot.
having.
It
really did mean a lot.
Thank you.
And I suppose you got that feedback.
I did, and I
pressure?
appreciate it. No, no pressure, because it's true, and I'm grateful for it. This is why we make music.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not. I feel like, oh God, everyone's no. I wrote that song for my family. I wrote that song for every young black girl, every young woman, man that grew up in my era. First for us. Let me be very clear. I wrote that for us first, and then everybody else that loved it as a result, great, absolutely, because we are the world. Like we do represent, you know. So I wasn't no pressure.
And it holds firm still now. Like my daughter is 11 and she knows about that tune. Like she'd be singing that tune.
Shout out to you. That shout out to you. Shout out to you. Because it's you. Yeah, shout out to the parents. I say that. Shout out to you. I'm happy to have made a classic, I'm happy to have made a quality record.
Yeah.
Something that people can carry through their lives. And that's my consistent prayer. I don't want to make records that just go like, oh, it's great. Yeah.
But you said something about the looping, and you said something about you needed to stand out.
Yeah.
So
it was more about the melody.
Okay.
The singing for me was the thing, and I don't like records that just loop. Personally,
Right, okay.
It's like there's no movement, there's no feel, there's no change. It doesn't hold my attention. So when artists and producers would send me songs that were just loops, I would end up having to Frankenstein them. I was producing low key.
Yeah.
I was in the like Final Cut. No, not Final Cut. Logic.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And what was it? GarageBand. Like in there, like. And then we're gonna sing this part here. Can you play something under here? Or I'd find another record and place it and be like, I need this to lift. You know.
Okay.
So then was that the push? Like, I gotta get out of this fucking town. I gotta go to America. Because what the hell is wrong with people?
That was purely business.
Okay.
That was purely business. That was the labels out here going, what? I don't get it too many times.
That's what. Yeah.
That was it.
It's like, what can they do with you? I guess at that moment in time, it's like garage is kind of coming to an end, grime is kind of coming up, and I don't really remember too many females even being around. And R&B was,
damned if you do.
It wasn't ours. Basically, you're still getting the American artists. So yeah, it'd be a hard place.
Glad you said that because I have a time explaining what the terrain was like to other Americans. I'm just like, you guys could come here and show.
Yeah.
Come here and have a time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's Kelly Rock, there's Shola Umar, there's Terry Walker, there's blah, blah, blah. And no one was getting deals.
Yeah.
And if they got deals, it was like on some Americans had to come sign Terry Walker. Like, she got Def Jam. She got Def Jam, but that was after the fact. It was just it was annoying to have to.
And what was it? Was it they didn't understand you? They didn't give a damn? Was it racism?
It's just a bit of all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my thing is, that's fine. I'm not changing that. Personally, I'm not changing that. So I don't care about your opinion of me. I'm not here to change your opinion. I'm here to do music. So I'm going to find a way regardless.
So you said, I'm going to pack my stick and my handkerchief.
Not the Winnie the Pooh. What's the other one? Is it Whittington? You said Eeyore? Oh. Yeah. No, it wasn't like that. There's a bit more nuanced. I had my deal here.
Okay.
18th Day comes out. It's on my label. Everything's great. John Legend's involved in it. Have all these great features. Everything's doing well. It's done beyond what they thought it would do.
Yeah.
Like, sincerely beyond. They thought it was going to top nothing. And we got top 15 each time. Like, top 10, top 15. Like, we tried. It was great.
Yeah.
And with no money, no budgets.
Yeah.
Like, I was out, sleep on the back of a van, going to radio in West Sussex of the Hebrides about this record. And I was never scared of the work, but I was tired.
Yeah, of course.
I sleep well now.
Yeah.
And after all of that work, it just felt like having to deal with A&Rs who were just very much like dismissive and, girl, what? And I was in my early 20s. Like, they would literally be like, you're lying about records I wrote. And I'd have to call the producer, put them on speakerphone and be like, did I write this record?
Ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you did. Oh, did you write any of the words? No, I didn't. Did you write the music? Yeah, I did. Okay, thank you.
Wow.
That's you're a woman or just because you're from the UK or what?
It was all the things. You're a woman, you're in the UK, you're not smart enough to write that. Like, it was a lot. But also, and this is what I have discovered and why I give empathy and I can't take people serious a lot of the time. People are battling things from drugs.
I hear. Okay. We are finding
People
out
are battling things from drugs to like mental health issues to self-esteem issues that have nothing to do with me. And sometimes we just catch it. We just catch a moment. They're having a bad time.
Okay.
And I'm catching it, and it's my career.
Yeah.
So what am I gonna do? I have to do what I need to do. Let me. Was it Mel? Is it Mel Brown or Brene Brown? Mel Robbins, I think her name. She has a book called Let Me, and Let Them.
Okay.
I think it's let them do what they're doing.
Yeah.
Let me do what I need to do. And I was practicing that back then. Let me go find my deal. Then let me go and mind my business. Yeah.
And he found an American boy.
But he was already John was already in the mix. He's not the boy, but he was already in the mix from then, and he understood it because the work was working. I was touring, I was doing my thing when he came along. When we met, I should say. So this wasn't a matter of he found me and he just helped.
Yeah.
And came in with the I'll sign you. They don't know what they're doing. I'll sign you. I got you. I know what you're gonna do. I know you're capable of. So I'll sign you and we'll get a deal over there if they don't want to sign you here. I was like, really? He was like, yeah. I was like, okay, come on.
Oh, wow.
And so physical business was like, yeah, I have to go be in their faces. They're not gonna, this is not gonna work if I sit here in the house saying I'm flying every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Also, that's a lot.
Can I ask, like, with your deals, how because we hear a lot of horror stories about people who were around in your time that were in very, very bad deals, can't get money from, you know, that type of thing, where your deals
like that,
fair.
like that.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I just like not to fight too much, but like, were they fair? Like, do you wish you could have? Did you get the right advice? Like that type of thing.
I signed to myself.
Okay. Oh wow.
And then I did deals, and it's because I read.
Oh,
okay.
That's a real thing.
That.
That was a dig.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a dig. It's
a word of
truth.
wisdom.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I read books about this. I read everything you need to know about the music business. I may have read every version up until maybe 2012.
Oh, brilliant.
Like
Young
as
folks,
they keep,
listen.
as they keep,
Listen.
I catch the edits. I catch the updates. That book is this thick, but it taught me stuff that I didn't know, and it gave me questions I could ask my lawyer. And I'm smart. My parents were very much like my mum and dad and stepdad, and then my dad were very much like, read the books. Does that make sense to you? What do you know to be true? And I would question. So that don't make no sense. Why would I sign a deal like that? Well, it's just the way things are done. Well, can we change it?
Yeah.
Well, can we do something different? I don't care. I'm not signed to them. Big mouth. I was out there. Like I was advocating for not big mouth. I was advocating for myself.
Yeah.
And so, my deals were different. And I'm grateful to have smart lawyers who respected me as a young woman.
That's
How I carried myself. Like, I'm not here just to be an artist. You know, I'm also I am a business. Like, every time I walk out the door, I'm either adding value or I'm taking away value. So, treat me as such, act like it, you know?
Did you feel like, did you have that mindset because does that tie into your family and your position?
Just gonna say that
The way
first child,
first child.
You know,
it's giving first daughter.
And I'm a Capricorn.
yeah.
Let's add that if you believe and understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, makes sense.
Say less. Okay. I'm a Capricorn. We run
You
things.
marry a Capricorns.
Me and Mary.
Yeah.
I know.
And Jamelia.
Yeah.
And 2 girls I don't speak to.
Let me say this about myself. I have a cusp of Aquarius and a Cancerian rising. It's chicken exchange. I believe I'm one of the nicer ones.
One of the nice ones.
I'm one of the nicer ones.
So when, can I ask a question? So when you started blowing up and you got your deal and John Legend came and helped you elevate yourself a little bit more than you were already elevating yourself, at that stage, was your mum like,
turn up?
Okay.
Yeah,
She was
now she
like,
got it.
I think I was 23 and her verbatim words to me were like, I trust you.
Oh, that's
Do it. She said, you're back up. You're good. You don't need it. She said, I trust you. You know what you're doing. Like, go have fun. Be naked. Do the things. And I was just like, naked? Maybe you said be naked. And I wasn't for a long time. I should have been naked. I should have been.
No, you did your thing.
Don't we always think of that? So we're there now in America. I need to know about Kanye.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's on his journey. That's
That moment in time when you were doing your track with him.
Yeah.
What was that Kanye like?
Fun.
Yeah.
He was fun before. It was like he's an artist.
Yeah.
Like, I would like, this is one example of me saying like, man, the brilliance that existed in that era was second to none.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting in the studio with people who have made songs that you're never not gonna dance to.
Yeah.
At that point. And then I watched him in sessions talk with people and be bantering. And then walk up to the engineer and be like, and then the whole shit sound wildly different.
Yeah.
And you're like, when did you listen to this to get that inspiration? Like, how did your brain split like that? Like, what the brilliance. It was just like watching somebody be a master at what they do. So that era, I learned so much from them all in that era.
Did he get the Ribena line from you?
Yes, absolutely.
No, I know.
Yes.
I didn't say
that. To your point, in the session, he came, so it didn't go as smooth as everyone thinks. He said he wanted to be on the record. He went on tour promoting his album, and like we had American Boy for like a year before he gets on it. 6 months to a year, and I was just like, oh, when is he gonna do this? Is he gonna do it? Why don't we just put the record out? They're like, no, we gotta wait for him. This is already a hit, but he might superpower it. It's like, it's a hit regardless. Fight, going back and forth with the label. All right, whatever. So the A&R I'm working with, Drew, she went to get him at the studio at the airport when he landed back from London on one trip. and was like, "Come on." Drove him to the studio. I was like, "That's what I'm talking about." Yeah. She's an OG A&R anyway, but she got him to the studio and hit me with the like, "Be on the way, please now." I'm with all my friends from home. They actually flew out to come hang out with me in New York, and I was at dinner with them. I was like, "Oh well, we have to go studio, now." Like, no, now. Like, I was like, "Well, can't he just do this?" Like, bring your... I was like, "I'm coming, I'm on the way." So I go to the studio, and he's, you know, we've all met and we've all hung out, so it wasn't weird, nothing. No, like, hi vibes. And he's like, well, he's going through and mumbling, and he's like, "Well, what'd you drink? What'd you guys drink?" I was like, "Ribena." Because I drink Ribena. Yeah. I'm like, that's my drink. I'm not, I wasn't at the point, I wasn't a champagne girl.
Yeah.
Didn't like vodka. Couldn't be like, Belvedere.
Ribena.
Like, who am I?
Yeah.
I was like, so it was Ribena. And he was like, "That's that black." I said, "It's black currant. I'll get you some. Just. He's like, "Okay, Ribena. I know what you're drinking." We were like,
I just loved it. Like, just the words like, and then he's like, "Rubbish," and it's like,
He's like, "What'd you call trash?" I was like, "Rubbish." And it was all the moments that he wanted to make sure that, I guess, we felt seen and heard, and it's my record too. So,
did you? When was that moment in there doing it? When did you feel like, shit, this is gonna fucking blow?
I didn't think that.
You didn't?
I knew it was gonna blow regardless. I was just happy that he did it.
Okay.
I was happy. I was like, I have a song with Kanye, but you know, this is crazy. It's one of my favorite rappers of all time right now. And so it was just more hype that we had a record. And then went to the club with all my friends. And at the time, no one knew me there. So Kanye's also gone to the same club.
Oh, wow.
He's in the VIP. And I was gem pop in the middle. With all the friends like, we just did a record with... Our friend that guy, but like, don't worry. I don't want to come up. It's fine. It's good. Whole mess. 2026. Yeah. It's a good time. It was fun.
I love that so much. I love the fact that the line where you're saying to cool down, to kind of that just gave me. I'm just like, no, she's in there.
He came up with that. He came up and said, "No one said to me, cool down." That was him. I didn't write that line. I just put the harmonies and stuff on it and added the bits like all of that stuff. And it was just like he's great. When he's in his, I don't know, when he was in his bag in that period, he's great.
You got undeniable.
Brilliance, it's brilliant.
And
everyone on their journey.
Kanye, Nas, Sean Paul, Thomas Riley,
Rick Ross.
Amazing.
What, like, all right, calm down.
Absolutely not. I will not turn it down. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's like people that I've loved and I'm inspired by.
Yeah.
I love it.
Is there anyone that's on that didn't make the list? That you're like, oh shit, I really wish.
There's still people I am in angles to work with in my head, and now they start to lean into like Gladys Knight before, and I need a Patti LaBelle something.
Oh,
yeah.
I need a Charlie Wilson maybe.
Yes.
Low key, I still want a Desiree. I just think she's. I think
you know what? That would be so phenomenal.
Yeah.
She's one of my ones. I want to put Sean Escoffrey. I'm putting this out there. Sean Escoffrey.
Please.
He's like, this new album for me, he's one of the linchpins of the artist that inspired it. That song Days Like This is
Yes. Still.
Anywhere I
Any
am.
sun that comes out, I have to play it.
Chicago house. I'll be in Chicago, and that's one of the records they play. Any house club you go to in New York, they play that.
Really?
Anywhere US, they play that record at the house.
I think that's
I love
Cookouts. That's one of the records that made it. That's just like people here don't know.
Yeah.
I thought that was just arting. I didn't even know it travelled anywhere.
That's what's really missing. Yeah. The disconnect between the connection between us, because we got into trouble for this. We don't want to get into the adolescent stuff movement, but what are some of the misconceptions or similarities from home that when you got to America, because you left home to go to America and you found home there, but what kind of what are the unifying things that you found?
Our foods are pretty similar.
Oh shit!
Black people.
That's what got us in trouble.
That's what got you in trouble?
Yeah.
That's what got us in trouble.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Abort. No, you don't need to
Literally
say
abort mission. Abort.
I fucked about and said.
For some reason, they don't seem to like that.
That's it.
Okay, I'm not allowed to say.
Okay, don't say it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so something else that's similar.
Yeah.
We all have our dances.
Fair.
Yeah.
And this is the part where I say to myself, like, African Caribbean culture is just, it's the same. We are the same people wherever we go. The line dances right now, like it's no different to me when I look at Garage.
Yeah.
Like the way people are doing the TikToks and all of that and the stuff that we're making up. Like it's just like looking at us across all of there's no difference.
Yeah.
And the difference is maybe the accent. And increasingly not.
Yeah.
Because you have first generation Africans going to America, first generation West Indians being over there, first generation Americans sometimes being born here. Like it's just we're all the same. Like we literally do the same thing, the same fears, the same hair issues. They have a way more progressed industry about it, but it's the same same shit, different currency.
Yeah,
that's what I say.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
Every time. Yeah.
Let's talk about the accent. It comes, it goes.
comes,
It's
it
here,
goes.
it's there.
Yeah.
How have you kind of held it, or like is it intentional? What's happening?
No, it's just is what it is.
It is what it is.
Like, you live in another city or country for long enough, it slides.
Yeah.
And then also I had to actively learn it for acting.
Okay.
And I actually had to actively learn it to not get the piss taken out of me with taxis.
Really?
When I first moved, there was no Uber, and you couldn't just get in and be like, "Look, follow the directions. Get in a yellow taxi, and they will take you to the Bronx before they take you to Brooklyn."
Isn't it Jay-Z that says that? Or someone says that in a rap. Someone says that. Yeah.
It's that, and it's true. I was like, the amount of times in the first year I was taken not over the bridge that I was closest to.
Oh no!
Oh, we're just gonna take this. We're gonna take this other. Why am I on the mid? Like, no.
Yeah.
Why am I in Jersey?
Yeah.
My guy, take me back. I'm on a tunnel.
So you had to get.
There's no tunnel to Brooklyn. It's a train tunnel to Brooklyn. There's a bridge.
Yeah.
Why am I in the tunnel going to Jersey? It's madness for the first few months. So I'd have to learn to say, like, yo, take me to Brooklyn. Like, say it. There's wind coming out of my face. Very strange. But you pick it up when you learn it.
So I had the pleasure of seeing you at Teardrop Moses recently.
Yeah.
I went with my sisters and my nieces, and when you came out, the crowd went wild. It was like, oh my God! It was serious. Did you feel that energy coming back at you?
For 3 seconds, when the intro was playing, I was almost in tears.
Oh.
Like I was like, okay. And my sister, who's in the video, like she was like this high. She was there with me, like, yes, God! Listen at my back saying, "Yes, my hero." And I was like, "Not your hero." It's just that's the stuff. This is why, again, I say we do it. I can say it when I'm calm, like, yeah, this is great. And then when I'm in it in a minute and I see it and I'm like, you guys make me want to cry. This isn't why. This isn't, let me rap the song, please. It's just a feeling. And I think it made me laugh because I think the front row to agree were looking at me like, is this real?
Oh.
Is this an apparition?
Listen, we were going mad up in there.
Yeah, I saw the videos. I was just like, holy shit.
So how often do you come back and perform?
Perform not a lot.
Yeah.
And I have shows and I
what
have
is
an
that?
album out.
Do you get requests? Are you saying no? What's the deal?
I have requests.
And
just when I have albums.
Okay.
And when it makes sense. And I never like to come out and do shows that are just
okay.
You know, like sometimes the requests will be like, hey, come out and do a DJ set. No. I have catalog. I have records people want to hear performed correctly. I don't disrespect the music or the type of performance you think I will give. Because I want to do this right and I want to make it good. And I know I do a great show.
That's fair.
Yeah. So I come out when I have albums to promote or I have songs that I think or things to do that will really, I can do it right, you know? And have a good time with it.
Teacher on the album.
She is. Yeah. She's on the new record.
Just talk about the album, the name of it.
Stay Alta, my new album, which is full of joy. Is the reason is, you know, like it's after Lovers Rock, which was the last one, maybe in 2018, with Tarvis Riley with the single. I was like, my voice shut off on me. It was like, yeah, nah, I'm good.
Why did it?
Wow.
Body, everything. Like everything was just like, nah, we good. You need to take a break.
Okay.
Like,
but what were you? Because you weren't.
So that's 28. So that's 38. Okay.
38. If I've been singing and doing this actively since I was 17, 16,
it's enough.
Yeah.
I already was like, tap out.
Okay.
Sit down. Give me 2 minutes. I need to tell you something. Like literally. So there was a lot going on. Family wise, I was discovering like, oh, the story didn't go the way I thought it went when I was growing up. Like, oh, my dad did want to. So then who? And there's a lot that was unraveled from the Lovers Rock album, from there, my mum and dad's story. And then it was like doing my own therapy. Why would you behave like that? Why does this trigger you? What did you go through growing up that made you feel like you needed to take care of everything and everyone? And so I got a lot of personal work in and reformatted myself and realized that, like, yeah, that raised me, but that's not where I have to stay. And I give them grace for everything. And I say to my parents all the time, like, I love you guys. You did the best with what you could. I'm not doing that, though, respectfully. I mean, my mom, like, at this point, we're friends. I'm one of her little friends.
Okay.
Yeah, we could talk, do the most. Like, we smoke together. It's great.
Okay.
She never smokes my whole life. And now she's like, where the weed at? Is that edible? It's the mushrooms. What's going on? But no, we have a way better relationship because we're clear that this is my life and I don't have to do any of that. And I'm clear more than anything. And I'm clear about where home is for me as wherever I am. And it's inside me, it's not what I was given, you know, to a degree.
So how does that sit with your siblings that you once felt you had a mother? Now?
They are like, thank fuck. We love you like this. Leave us alone. They miss me, but they miss me, and they're like, "Oh, we like you though. Like you're our friend more than our big sister."
Now they don't feel, because it's that thing
pressure.
sometimes when you're the eldest that you have to kind of say to your younger siblings. You get to a point where it's like, "I'm not mum."
Yeah,
you know, like,
and you have to let your mum be a mum.
Yeah.
Like we take on so much and I feel like we do this as Black women.
Yeah,
we just immediately walk into like, well, I'll just take over a role, and that puts weight on us. That puts physical pressure on us, like physical weight, physical pressure, physical emotional struggle. And the minute you say, you know, I didn't give birth to them, or the minute you say, you're an adult, you can figure it out. And then you look back and you're like, wait, they had been figuring it out. Who do I think I am?
Yeah.
My ego.
More often than not, that's actually the change. It isn't even on them. No. It's actually yourself to be like, I actually don't have to be in this space.
Every time.
And they will be thankful for we've been trying to tell you.
We're making mistakes. They're glorious. Let us do them. You know, like let them have it. You rob people of the chance that you've taken and you've gotten by trying to meddle and move them around and tell them they got to uphold the family standard and this is not how we as a family. I was like, to be clear, I'm not sure I like how we as a family was moving. So I'm not doing that. Yeah. And then I took that step of being like, nah, on everything. Or give me a minute, I'll come back and see if that works for me. And my sisters took strength from that. And it made them reformat their stuff. And their relationships got better. And the way they moved to each other got better. And I was like, oh, thank fuck.
Everyone can breathe.
Everyone can breathe.
You're still the leader, but in a different way.
In a different way that allows me to live.
Yeah. Yes. Talk about Steven Universe, please, because I love it.
Yay.
Go on.
Me too.
Big up.
Thank you.
I love that series.
Such a good time.
And to be fair, big up the Reed for putting me on.
Yep.
And I heard you on the Reed as well.
We love Kid Fury and Crystal. Yeah. I've been a fan of them. Anyhow.
Yeah.
That was a prayer.
Yeah.
And speaking of the letting sisters and brothers, like I feel like God just lays my life out for me and says every time. So I said, I want to do a cartoon. I kept being told my singing voice is great. And also your talking voice is wonderful. Do voiceovers. It's like, yeah, I should do a voiceover. I want to do a cartoon. Get me a cartoon, please. Get me a cartoon to my agents. They got me a few, and then they were like, well, this one came in, and it's not too much money. I was like, what's it about? They said, it's a crystal. And I'm like, oh, really? That's clear. Rubs crystals. And I was like, I get it. Like, you know, like, what's the character about? They're like, well, she's a protector of these younger crystals and crystal gems, and she takes care of them. I was like, well, I could read for that. I understand that. I'm a big sister. I understand that. At the same time, my sister just got pregnant. So it was just like I'm really the big sister. Like, this is my life, guys. And I got the role, didn't know the trajectory, didn't understand what was going to happen. And it was just, it was just mad. It just went from 0 to, people still come on my page whenever I release music and say, got it! Yeah. Just to say got it. Yeah. The show's been over for 7 years now? 5 years now? Wow. Yeah. And I'm just like, thank you. It's the honor of my life.
It was so good hearing your voice come from. Like, I know that voice as well. It's so distinctive, and having a British voice within that. And it's a black woman, and Garnet is like,
she didn't want to change it.
Yeah,
it's a black character.
Yeah,
they're a black character. Like they're just black. Okay.
Yeah.
And I asked her. People will ask me, why did she make? Can you ask her, Rebecca Sugar? Why did she make the character black? She's like, oh, because everybody else is white and male. And why not?
And why not?
Thank you. And why not?
Why? This is why I'm on the show. But it was smart. She's a smart, brilliant, progressive, inclusive, beautiful. The honor of my life. Yeah.
So you said people come on your page to say Garnet. People are always going to say American Boy. They're always going to say 1980.
Yeah.
Does that does it ever get tired?
No.
You like it? You're okay?
Yeah, that's what I pray for. And you can't tell God, actually, stop it.
Yeah.
Outside of my mind. I would never be that person. Stay Alta was another record. This album is something I prayed for too. I was done after Lovers Rock. Inadvertently, I was out there like, God, I just want to feel joy. I just want to feel peace. I want to feel happiness. I want to feel how I felt through this process of relearning myself when I would go outside and be like, my friends would be like, you're a fairy. She was a fairy. I've been a fairy since 2017, 18, guys. I was this girl. Like, really have. I've been a fairy. Yeah. She's like, you're one of the fair folk. Like, you. And she meant it like, you are light and joy, and everything's attracted to looking at this when you're in your bag. And you should stay there. Yeah. One of my friends said to me, I was like, she was a fairy. Yep. And so asking for more of that is what led to recording these records. I said to Keith, the producer, I just want joy. I just want joy. I just want to dance again. I don't want to make records that are sad. I don't want my body to feel and carry the weight of any sadness. After Shine, it was a few records that just felt like I was spinning. Lovers Rock felt like home again, but it wasn't my story. It was my mum's and my dad's. So then what was my story? And I had to learn myself again. And so this new album, Stay Alta, is me in pure joy. This is me. This is who I am. This is how I feel about life moving forward. It's all new. I'm still getting to know her. Yeah. But allow me to reintroduce myself.
Yes.
There we go.
Right. And on the radio too.
Okay.
Yes.
The Estelle Show and Apple Music. Yeah.
Yeah. Was that always like, I also am going to play
In addition
to an all thing.
I also want to be a radio host.
Well, I started that was one of my many jobs at the beginning.
Yeah.
I would go and host the show with Choice FM with DJ Kofi.
Oh wow.
Oh really?
You had the night shift, and I would be on it with him like, can I talk? Yeah.
Oh my God.
He did that. It was in South London. It was like
in Brixton.
Brixton. But there was another one they had like Clapham Commonish or something around. I don't know. It was a weird in between in South. And I always had to get the bus home.
Oh wow.
Because he lived north and I was extra west.
Yeah.
That was a tough time.
295
6 in the morning. 6 in the morning on the bus. Like,
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
it was. I did it, but this was a comeback around to that because I love music. Like all the references I talk about that I listened to growing up, I still listen to them.
Yeah.
And I listen to everything that's out right now, and some of it's for me, some of it ain't. But I'm just happy it exists. You know.
Relationships.
Yeah.
Who's keeping you warm at night?
That was a big laugh.
That's a big one. That's a big question. Like, wow.
Just want to know.
That's not something I talk about, but yeah, dating is wonderful.
Is it
Like
great?
you really don't.
You
We
don't
don't know
at
who.
all.
No.
For aunties that like to know stuff.
And we're always in people's business.
In the
So
business.
obviously I was
You know.
trying. Yeah, I will go and try and find and dig and
True.
there ain't shit out there.
Yeah,
Why do you find it so easy and other people don't?
I
No,
don't,
they
it's
put that
not
shit out
easy.
there.
Do you make people sign NDAs?
I trust myself, and so the person I'm with, I end up trusting them.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've dealt with people before who, and this is my personal preference. I'm an artist. I'm a creative. I'm a weirdo at the best of times. I don't live a regular life. So it's a little difficult sometimes to date somebody else who does the same thing.
Okay.
Okay.
So that immediately takes people who are
So you have
off the
dated-
block.
Have you dated artists before?
No, I've been on dates.
Okay.
And said no.
Not for me.
Not for me. You said.
Do you have
Crazy.
Do you have like a Sierra prayer
Sarah prayer?
Yeah, do you have anything like that?
No, I don't. But I think it's an incredible way to do that. Intention, write your things down. But it comes with being clear about who you are.
Yeah.
Honestly.
What got her, to me, what was clear was that Ciara was very sincere about the kind of love she wanted. She also loved herself that way.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, I want a man that and then everything she does that you saw her do to herself was the opposite.
Yeah.
And I say this to people, I'm always just like, you're asking for things that you don't know what look like.
Yeah.
If you do it to yourself, chances are you're going to have somebody in the same energy field who's going to pull back up and you're like, oh, I know that feeling. I know what that looks like. You look good to me, So that's why I'm always like, are you nice to yourself?
How many chances do you give?
Oh,
2.
okay.
2. I give 2.
Okay.
I used to be a like one and done.
Okay.
But also I was long in relationships. In long
Okay.
relationships.
Yeah.
I wasn't dating to date. Like I was like, you this weekend, him tomorrow, and in 2 months, that one. I wasn't that. I'm not that girl. And so I'm very much like I'm in it. So and once I've decided I'm in it. So if you fuck up, I know you enough and I give you grace, but I'm also looking at myself. Like, well, girl, how did we end up here? And what have you not developed? And what do you need to go to therapy on? And what before I get there? And I'm also good on cycles ending.
Okay.
And that's, I think, is a thing that we don't
Get off the bloody bike.
get off the. This cycle, he was sent to show you this in this period of your life. Let that be. Say thank you and appreciate you in my life.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't wish you any ill. And I've had to tell somebody, I think we're done. I thank you for what we did, and that was great. And
This cycle has ended.
this cycle is ending, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
My ego, I've let my ego go a long time ago about a lot of shit because it hurt me too much.
Okay.
And I found when I was like, I don't have an ego and I'm not trying to hurt you. I think our cycle's done. And I don't want to hold you here because your woman or your dude might be there. And I don't want to, I don't want to be the one that's like, you haven't decided what, how you fall on the spectrum. And so now I've got to deal with trying to hold you into being, and that's when I went on a date with a guy who told me he wasn't bisexual but was.
Oh.
And it's just like, it was a lot. And I was just like, this is not, you don't have to lie.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But it's his
Safe
journey.
space.
Like,
It's his
figuring it out.
journey. This is a safe space. But, and then other, so my thing is just not holding people for ransom because of my ego.
Okay.
Because I feel like, well, I must and I should be at this point. No. Thank you for everything we've done. I don't own you. I don't hold you because I don't want to be owned and held. I want a mutual agreement of a commitment, and that's what I'm here for. Because I'm committed to myself. I love myself. I work on myself. I talk nice to myself. I want somebody that's in that space too. I want someone that looks at me like, yeah.
And you have that person now.
Yes.
Okay.
She's taking guys.
Yeah, I believe so, and I'm gonna keep working on myself.
Yeah, it's necessary. Okay, guys, because time is going.
Yeah.
What's in your handbag? You didn't bring one, did you?
I did. I have some things for you too. I have some gifts for you. Yeah, I have gifts as well.
Remember, it's my birthday.
Is it? So you have to get one. But I have gifts for you. But what's technically always in my handbag? My wallet, my purse. Americans call handbags purses.
Yes.
My purse, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
My money holder. Florida water.
Florida water. What is that?
What's that?
No, your handbag
You
is a
walk
vibe.
with it.
My handbag is.
you, Obi.
I don't play with it.
We like a
Thank
handbag.
you.
Can I have it?
So I have these things. Thank you.
Can I have it?
I can give you these. I do.
These actual bags.
I only have 3 right now. I thought it was gonna be, but
The
like.
birthday girl gets all 3.
Okay, you can get one. But we'll hook you up. We'll hook you up. So for the thingy.
All
so there's
3.
this brand called The Do. Speaking of hair things, and now everything's the
The
same.
Oh. Let's have a look. Thank you. She really did.
As it's my birthday in 2 weeks.
Why am I bagless? Thank you.
I mean, it was my birthday the other day.
That's true. Yours is in November.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Look at this. Oh my god. Oh
So exciting. Talk on it.
It's a brand from.
Oh, it's hair stuff.
I love it.
Oh, 808. Look at that.
That's good. Well, look at the consistency of this.
Black,
I like that.
This is heavy, you know. Oh, we've got different things.
This is cool.
Oh wow.
Fresh rinse.
They were at the Afro Hair.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Need this right now?
This is nice.
Braid and edge gel?
Yeah, I like that.
And I use it. This isn't like.
You're not capping,
Yeah.
like kids say.
I love this sucker free.
This is nice. Yeah. You did.
It's fine.
I did.
Oh, this is great. So are you working with them like an ambassador type of?
Great. Moisturizing shampoo.
Thank you.
What I wear and what I do and how I,
This is
you
important
know.
as well
Yeah.
for when you're drying your hair.
Yeah, is it microfiber? Oh.
Really
No,
good.
this actually
It
really,
makes a
thank
difference.
you. And listen,
Yeah, no,
word
no,
to the
thank you
guests.
so much. Thank you.
Word to our future
In
guests.
it.
Yeah.
It's so true.
You know? Big Estelle was doing tours and got radio shows.
Serious.
She brought us gifts.
Thank
Big
you.
E, not the small one, you know?
This,
get me?
No.
I love it.
Oh, this is for us. I'll send you a box, but
Thank you, baby girl.
I just always want to share this is to my core. I always want to share what I'm doing,
That's very
you know?
cute.
And again, we're black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's in the bag, girl?
It is my wallet. It is
Nice bag.
it is my Florida. I walk with this. I don't play with it.
What's that?
So how do you use your Florida water?
Clear
What do you do?
energy. So I spray it on my left hand, and it just, like you was talking about moving energy, like that kind of egg. Sound moves energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with the Florida water, it's kind of like it clears the air, and it, like, if I'm feeling blogs or if I'm feeling like someone walks in with weird old energy, as I was saying, like, I will just in a second. You good? What's happening?
Can I just make it clear to everybody? She did not Florida water this room.
No, I'm good. Because again, I don't put it. Everyone's going through their thing.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I have my lip bar lipstick,
Okay.
some hand cream because brown.
Yeah.
My face puffing, like tissues and like sweets. Yeah, nothing too crazy.
All right.
Yeah,
Love
pretty
it.
decent. You said I'm in your business.
As we are aunties, this is what we got to do.
So our final thing is that we always, you know, we think we know everything. We've got advice
do.
to give, to share.
Yeah.
Can you ask us to give you some advice?
Okay.
Ask us anything and we'll help you.
Oh, this is one. Oh, let me think. Oh, this is tough.
Lovely.
Oh, it actually smells so good as well.
See, it's like
Florida
immediate,
water
like,
is lovely.
lift your energy. Use it to bath and all that.
That's how I use it more when I'm doing like a proper cleansing bath.
Yeah.
Going to a grave. So generally, it's like if I'm going to my mum's,
Yeah.
That's what it.
I will put. Yeah.
Okay.
But in the bathroom, we always have Florida water. there.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the real thing. Like it clears energy, it moves things, it gets it off you, even if for like a little while, till you can get where you can sit and meditate and just be like, yeah, God, get this off me. You know,
Yeah.
I believe that we were given tools
Yes.
as black people that we were told were it's scary, it's terrible, this, that, it's witchcraft, it's that, and it's just like it's not. It was made on this earth. These are things that were passed down by our
Precisely.
parents, and it works.
That part.
What are we doing? Like,
Yeah.
stop shunning our culture and our history because we were told we need to be this now.
Yeah.
Understand its
believe
power.
Yeah, understand its power and use it right.
Yeah.
You know, use it for the good. So that's what I carry with me. Yeah, and it helps keep my hands clean too. It's alcohol. So, but advice. All right, so tell me. I know, like, I feel like we're all 80s, 70s, right? 80s, 70s,
Yeah.
90s.
90?
You wish.
What are we going to do?
Oh, God.
All right, I have a question for Robert. What are we going to do about passing down legacy to not just the kids? I mean, you do a great job with music, as you mentioned with your daughter. That makes me happy.
Thank you.
But like, what are we going to do about passing down the recipes? Like,
The
how-
recipes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's a thing.
It makes me sad.
We speak about it quite often about the loss of traditions, how they get watered down and remixed. I definitely have said to Mum, can you just write everything in this book, please?
Yeah.
Still haven't managed to
I know.
get
It's like you got to pin them down.
got to pin them down.
Listen, it
about
makes me
recording?
sad because, like, my gran, there's certain things that I know I'm never going to eat again. And my auntie as well. Like, I'm just never going to eat it again. And I remember me and my cousin, we were in a house in Grenada. and we were like, we want you to teach us how to make bread and this and that and other. She attempted to, bless her, but we got bored and we were just like, it was going on for a long time. And we were like, okay, we're in Grenada, we want to go outside, you know, and it's hot in the house. And the next thing we knew, we were outside and she was at home making all the bread and like never got taught. But it's sad, it's just things will never taste again. And I like, it's important to try and pass those things down, but I just don't know how we do it. There's so many things that are lost.
Yeah.
Cameras.
Like, I know.
We've got to film them.
Now, I think that's what we do.
Yeah.
You're right. I think that's what people should do now. Film your
It is. You said recording. And who was it that said, someone, I think who lost someone, they said that sit down and talk to your parents, ask them questions. Or your elders, I should say, not just parents, your elders, ask them questions, get into their life. Because there's things that you don't even, I think there's a point where you just don't even think that you're supposed to sit down and speak to these people because they've always just told you what to do if you have them around. Or that, you know, and it's like sit down and actually have a conversation. What were you like as a child? What did you do? Where did you go? What are you like? Because also it's like as you start to understand that, like you finding out your dad being a drummer, like where there's certain
I found
things.
out just now, like 2 days ago, my dad was playing with Dennis Brown. I was like, bro, like, I was like, and he was in a video, he was telling somebody, I was like, yeah, you know, I just to play. I said, and he's jabbing to my music, like, yeah, this remind me of, and I'm like, what? Can you tell me when I'm in the booth? Like, father.
Have you ever played with him?
My dad, no.
Oh,
you got to do
He's been
that.
to show. I know. In my head, I'm like, I'm gonna surprise
Do a
him one
little
day.
tune with your
Yeah.
And he's been to shows, and he's all eternally proud. He loves this new album, which was my thing. I wanted him. He's been jamming. He's been waiting for this.
Do a show in Grenada with your dad.
That
There
would
you go.
be
That would be
amazing.
That's what you need to
That
do.
would be amazing.
That'd be
Yes.
It will
Do show
happen.
Grenada
But
with
like,
that.
I would love to. That would be a moment with my dad. Like,
Yeah.
if he wants to do it too. That's the thing.
also
Yeah,
That's true.
Dad's
Even
be
if
daddy.
it's just like a
Dad's
private
be
thing.
dadding.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
That
would
is
be
true.
cool.
So I don't know, documenting, we
Legacy.
have to speak.
There's a great book that
Go
you
on.
can get, and it's like
Yes, I've seen these.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like it gives you all the questions to ask, like your parent or your elder or whoever it is, and then you can pass that on. Like I actually want to get that, but
I think so. Let's get that.
I'm more focused on your question for us because I think our generation here, where it's like it's a new space from our parents, some of us, our grandparents. For our kids to not get lost in the source of being like a black Brit and thinking they have to redefine. We want them, yes, you are a black Brit, but also you need to have your traditions. We have to step into, we have to keep it going. Like, however those traditions go. I love that one of my friends, he's from the Caribbean, and he was like, I really want to do a naming ceremony.
Wow.
And so he's come to the house, and my mum's told him, this is how you do it. You can even do it here if you want to. And he's like, no, I still want to do it in my parents' house. So my mum went, my uncle went and performed it. And it's like that sharing of culture, I think is important.
Beautiful.
But definitely for my sons, it's like, if I'm around, well, they will carry it on. You can't have a child and not do a naming. Like, you have to keep certain traditions going so that you know what your roots are. It's for us to be like, we can't just come here and be like what we're British like.
I think, just like, also like, you have to go back home regularly. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if it's not your kid and it's like your niece or nephew or whatever, like, you have to bring them back home.
You have to.
And I think, and also like investing in local, like at home, like but local like museums and things like that kind of thing to keep them going as well, because that is our history, really. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, we're here in this funny island, having this funny
Evil
experience. It's really
we may
unique,
have to
funny
run soon.
experience. Do you know what I mean? But like, where our roots are, where our home is, we need to invest there. And I think keeping like museums and institutions that tell our, tribal history, like keeping that alive is just super important.
It's so important.
So important.
I always say that when the kids have to go back home. My daughter went, and she goes regularly off her own back now, and and maybe I might be a bit too lax and trusting the fact that she's so traditional. She's more Ghanaian than I am. Like, she picked up, it jumped from me, who grew up had a different existence growing up in the UK, trying to figure that out. But it's jumped from me from the grandparents to her. She's very much her grandparents, and she's very Ghanaian, and she goes back home and she is embedded. She's like, I want to live there. And we have to instill that pride, especially black children who are not from this earth here. They need to know where they come from to instill their power. Remind them that you're not just a black boy, black kid that's a working class crime criminal, whatever.
and
You've got
then also
legacy and soil back home.
and also it helps disperse the rhetoric of what back home's like.
Exactly.
You know,
That part.
like my daughter's been going. I've Grenadian, innit? True and true. But my daughter's been going Grenada since she was 4 months old.
Yeah.
And she's like, if her passport's ridiculous for Grenada, she likes to tell me, I'm a Grenadian, you, mummy. Yeah, all right, calm down. Yes, all right. But, you know, she still needs to calm down. Little piece.
No, she doesn't.
But,
She's Grenadian.
so I just think it's important to, like you said, to take them back, but when they go back, to immerse them in the culture there as well.
Yeah.
Like, we've got a very nice house, my grand's house in Grenada is great, but what I make her do is we go back to, like, the little village that my gran and my mum, where they were born. You need to go in the bush with your cousins, you know, go and pick plums and pick mango, get a bamboo stick and do that stuff, the stuff that I did, because that's what I did when I was growing up. We went and we immersed ourselves in the culture. It's not just shiny hotel living. It's not just that all the time.
Then when you said 1980, 89, that was the second time second time I went to Senegal.
Oh, really?
Second time, that was at 89 was my like, oh, I get it. I came back. I went to Africa and came back darker.
So what's the legacy?
Yeah.
Would you dabble into some Afro something music?
Afrobeat. I did so on Lovers Rock. I went a little bit in it.
Yeah.
I have a song called Ain't Your Bitch, which kind of has like a lot of like
Ain't Your Bitch.
Ain't Your Bitch. I am raw richness, some solid gold.
Okay.
You know, like your asset. I am your soul. Like, and this song mixes soca and makossa.
Okay.
It's like I have the guitar. Makossa. And it's like I have the, you know, African guitar on it. And then I have under a soca beat, which is I did it on purpose to marry the two.
Yeah.
I love Afrobeats. I love what it is, but I'm a child of like, you know, Pepe Kale. I'm that girl. I'm out here like, wait, let me go zoom. Like I'm like Magic System. I'm in that side of Afro. Afrobeats, African music. So that's my thing. So I've mixed all of that into Lovers Rock and in there, and I would do an Afrobeats record. I just want to be able to in it. Like this is. I don't know, it's like a generation younger than me to a degree, so I feel like a little bit like, well, don't try and be young now. No, you can do whatever you want to do. You can do what you want, but like, it'd have to be right. It'd have to be authentic and feel good, you know?
Well, we need to let you go. Go on.
Sorry, no, this is very selfish though. I just need to tell you that your song Freedom is just so beautiful, and there's an a cappella version I think on the video that for some reason I can't find anywhere. There's only like the
end of
you know
it.
free. I need that released. It's very selfish. It's just so beautiful just so pure, and just there's just so many levels and emotions in it, and I just remember being, I don't know, I was just so inspired that, you know, that you were able to do that. And by you being able to do that, it meant that I could do things too.
Thank you.
Yes.
You know?
I'm out here crying. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Honestly.
It does. Like, I was young and pushing, and it means a lot. That to hear you say that is like, this is why. Thank you. Before I do cry, don't have me out here. Thank you.
Also my cousin too.
Yeah. We're going to do a trace of this at some point. I'm so serious.
You asked too, probably.
Yeah, probably. Everyone is Nigerian. Trust me.
I really do have Ghanaian cousins.
I believe.
It's crazy. By marriage, by kids, they're all related at this point. So,
guys, this has been a wonderful time. Extra Aunties with the wonderful honorary auntie,
Yes,
Miss Estelle.
thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming, and
Schedule,
thanks
girl.
for our gifts.
All right.
Yes,
You're
thank you for
welcome.
God.
Do what's it called?
Gifts and
They do.
everything.
Oh, okay.
they do.
This is my favourite form of joy.
I expect a big box full.
It's coming.
I'll give you my address in capital letters. Where can we get the album? I know obviously,
the album.
To your show.
The album Stay Alta's out right now. It's full of joy, full of excitement. If you like rare groove, if you like Earth, Wind and Fire, if you like happy music, this is your album. I'm on all the socials. Estelle Darlings, except for Facebook, the Aunties well, the elders will catch me on Facebook at this point. It's / Estelle. And the radio show is the Estelle Show on Apple Music 5 days a week, 12 p.m. BST, I think it is, or 6 p.m. BST, I believe.
We'll find it because there's recaps.
Yes. And we interview and talk to everyone, and I just play music that you forgot you know.
Oh, love that.
Like, so you're gonna be like, it's real. Like, love it, old school, daytime hype, which is 90s and 2000s R&B and hip hop and all the joints.
And don't forget the big headline news that you're going to tour with Aunties and Voices.
I'm good. You've been so nice. Do you want another drink? Guys, it's been so lovely. Shout out to Aunties and Voices. They're coming with their own album soon.
Imagine she said their own. Their own. In collaboration with. Okay.
With the Aunties Can Never podcast.
We are absolutely not using that.
Guys, not ruining the legacy like that. That's not how you preserve legacy. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Be back next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Later.
Bye-bye.
That was hilarious. Okay. I was talking your ears off. I'm sorry. Thank you so much.